Hey guys, welcome to another video. We have some developments on the Kherson front line. It appears like Russia is evacuating some men and equipment across the Nova Kakhovka Dam. There's geolocated troops of equipment being withdrawn from the whole region. Overall, the current northern front line is very unstable. Russia appears to be withdrawing some of its more experienced troops out of the region and replacing them with conscripts. Considering how well these guys have fought so far, this is a really bad idea. Ukraine is currently pushing in the region south of Davydiv Brid and the areas over here, around Milove and some areas around here. The area south of Davydiv Brid is largely just a bunch of fields, with occasional settlements around the areas. The new front line could potentially be something like this. I should have said that after I finished drawing it. Considering that this area is very open, they'd be able to push all the way through, and seeing how outflanked all of these settlements right here are, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just retreat back to the gray line. Then from there, Ukraine can work their way around the inhulets. This line of settlements would likely be Russia's last line of defense before they reach the inhulets. A push to Belarus, or more importantly Kozatske, could completely floor logistics in this region. They're mostly split in half by the Inhulets River. God, this is wavy. The western half mostly gets their supply through the Antonovsky Bridge, and the eastern half gets it across the Nova Kakhovka Dam. Taking out the connection to Nova Kakhovka would likely prompt a withdrawal from the entire eastern segment of the front. If they do withdraw all the way to the Inhulets, then we have some interesting stuff to talk about. Snyurivka has been one of the main Russian strongholds in this region for a while, and it's been very hard to retake so far. Taking over Vasilivka and Pavlivka would put their weapons in such a close range that Snyurivka would be shelled every day without end. It's likely that Russia may have to withdraw from the city, or attempt to do a counterattack over the only bridge that exists that's just looking like it's begging to get a HIMARS shell in it. Having the Inhulets River taken would be interesting for the war. It would create this odd shape of the front line, and Ukraine would be able to start hitting cities from all three sides now. Let's take a quick look at the Inhulets River to see how deep it is. It seems like most of these regions are 0.07 kilometers or 229 feet or 70 meters. That is a pretty thick, no, I can't say that. That is a pretty wide river. If they do withdraw the Inhulets, I wouldn't be surprised if Russia blows up every bridge along it. But a successful assault on Snyurivka would probably fold the front line, which would allow Ukraine to cross at certain areas. Overall, in the city of Kherson, I didn't talk about this when I made my last video, but Russia's been evacuating civilians from the whole region. One of the main reasons Russia launched the war is because their population was expected to just decline from this point. Their demographics are terrible, and they wanted more young people to keep their economy going. And unfortunately, their way of dealing with this is to evacuate civilians back into Russia itself. People have been thinking that Russia's evacuating Kherson because they're preparing for a sort of final battle in the city. Multiple ferries carrying military equipment in and out of this region have been bombed by Ukraine today. Considering how unreliable the bridges are because of artillery, they've been needing to do this recently. A common misconception that people make is that Ukraine will probably attempt to attack further into the Kherson region from the liberated part. First of all, this river is very wide. At some of its shortest areas, it's half a kilometer long. It can even get up to 1.3 kilometers. Why did they build the bridge at the actual worst spot they could have built it? But yeah, transporting equipment across this, even if they do have bridges, would be very hard, because a lot of this is just impassable wetlands, even if they do take the shorter crossings over. Overall, I think this front's going to stay static until a possible Zaporizhia counteroffensive comes over and hits it from this side. Alright, that's most of the stuff we got today. Near Belarus, Russia has been piling troops up near Pinsk. It's said that Russia may try to attack Lviv instead of Kyiv, which would be interesting because it would cut off Western arms supplies. However, if we switch to a topographic map, you can see that this area is a lot more mountainous. It's going to be an easier region to defend. Overall, Western Ukraine is much more geographically secure. But I still do think, what is this map? But overall, I don't think Russia is probably going to launch an attack from Belarus. It's probably some kind of training ground for the new conscripts, considering that they only have been sending conscripts into the region. It would be interesting to see NATO's response to an attack so close to their border. Thank you to my channel members Gene Elfrich, Evan Shin, and Ashley C137. If you want to show your support for Ukraine in real life, click the link in the description and you'll be able to see a store with clothes and other items that have Ukrainian symbols on them. Using that link will support me too, or use code FreeKherson at checkout. Give me money. Alright, that's all I got. See you guys.